This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. We're in Los Angeles, it's fight day. I'm delighted to be joined by Viddal Riley. Viddal, thank you very much for making the time to speak to us on such a busy day. How are you feeling? Big night tonight for yourself, for JJ, for the team. How's the mood?
I'm just ready for him to perform, It's fight day. I've done what I needed to do. So as a coach, I fulfilled my role as much as I can up until this point. So now it's just finishing off the project, and I'm sure JJ will do that tonight.
As mentioned, fight day. Yesterday we had the weigh-in. There were several altercations. We saw all the videos going viral and stuff like that. The altercations between you, between Amir, between Shannon, everybody. Just to touch on that quickly, is that all that stuff, even yesterday, beyond that, all the stuff that's happened in the build-up, does that now just become an irrelevance to you? Is it about fight mode now?
That's it. What happened yesterday happened yesterday. Today's a new day, and today is about focusing on the fight. I don't need to publicize yesterday any more than it already has been since it was trending and all that. I think it's doing enough on its own. So yeah, I don't need to speak on it.
How are you feeling today? How does this compare to say fighting for you, waking up in the morning and knowing you're going to the ring? How does it compare knowing you're waking up and your good friend is going to the ring and you're going to be in the corner with him?
It's easier for me, because if I'm fighting, I'm in control. So I know exactly what I'm going to do in the ring. I know my game plan. I know how I'm going about it. As a coach, it's more you're giving the responsibility over to, your student, to your protege, you could say. So that can be harder because you care. You're emotionally involved. You want to get in there and do it for them, but you can't. So we fully equipped him best possible anyway. And now it's for me to witness the greatness.
Obviously, I know you're not going to sit here and just sort of tell Boxing Social the game plan for this evening. That would be stupid. But JJ said a lot of times this week to Logan's face, you don't deal well with pressure. And he sort of cited that a few times, how he feels he doesn't do well with pressure fighters. Can we expect JJ as the smaller guy as well to sort of come forward and just try and put that on him tonight?
Oh, that's the thing. He knows what he didn't do in the first fight, which led to him having minimal success, and he knows what he done to force the issue and make Logan, expose Logan and his weaknesses. So with that, you have to take a little bit of that into the ring the second time and start faster. And, pretty much everyone can assume anyone who knows boxing will realize what Logan's going to try and do and what JJ's going to try and do. It's not rocket science. The guy's got certain credentials and attributes that need to be taken away, and boxing is just a formula. So there's a formula to do that, and that's what you're going to see JJ do tonight.
It's almost became a meme, all the talk of 10-ounce gloves, no head guards all week. That's, people have almost made a joke out of it. But in all seriousness, they are in there tonight. It's a different ball game. How important is it when JJ takes a decent shot for the first time in those gloves that he keeps his composure and doesn't panic? And how can you go about preparing him for that as well?
Well, that's all boxing is, really. It's just composure and discipline. Once you're at their level, no one's really that much better than the other from a technical standpoint. It's about holding their nerve. Who's going to be able to hold their nerve to actually think about what they've been learning in camp? Not about just doing it on the pads and doing it in sparring. So we've made a large focus has been put on composure, discipline, expecting adversity in order for him to still deliver the game plan and win the fight.
What's the main differences you've seen from JJ in this camp? You've been there since the beginning. Yeah. You've watched him sort of develop and grow. This is a whole other ball game this time. The audience has just got bigger. The platforms got bigger. How has he dealt with it all, and how impressed have you been with his sort of development as a boxer in this camp as well?
Well, before he trained, but he was very surface level. He trained as what he is, an entertainer and someone who was crossing over into boxing. This camp, he trained as a professional boxer with a professional team. So we was expecting major changes and major differences, and we did see that within him. So for me, the big change was the team, and the fact that he bounced off that energy, that professional energy, and he'll take it into the ring too.
Do you think he realises how sort of fortunate he's been to have the team around him that he does? I know a lot of professional fighters would kill for a team that he's had around him in preparation. Not only yourself, but Amir's there, Stitch, Jeff, all these guys. Do you think he fully knows just how lucky he's been to have those guys around?
I don't know if he fully knows. I don't think he should either. It's not the time to sit back and evaluate your team and how great they are. It's about getting the job done. And I'm sure in a couple of weeks' time, once it's all over, he'll reflect and say, you know what, my team was great. They did pull me through. They done everything they needed me to do. But right now, I don't expect him to be appreciating us to the fullest. It's not about appreciating us right now. It's about doing the job. And I expect that to be on his mind.
A lot of the guys I've spoken to this week, particularly those close to JJ, have spoken very highly of the almost the brotherhood that you have with JJ that goes back some time now. Shannon and the others, like on the other side of the fight, there's been some suggestions this week that sort of brotherhood would maybe incline you to take it easier on JJ. Do you think it's the opposite, in fact, that because you want him to do so well in a way that you'd be more inclined to sort of make him work even harder?
For the people that know me, the closer you are to me, the more harsh I am to you. The more I care, the more I'll voice my opinion, the more I'll let you know how I'm feeling and be truthful with you. So the fact that he is close to me just makes his life harder. But ultimately, it leads to progress because we're just straight talking people, get straight to the point, and tackle our issues.
I know there's no real room for sentimentality today. You said it before. That said, when you look back at this and look at the journey you've been on from the first Joe Weller fight at the Copper Box right through to now, we're going Staples Center tonight. He's headlining a Sky Sports pay-per-view. He's fighting on DAZN. Mm-hmm. When you look back, are you proud of that journey that you've been on together and proud of him as well?
As a coach, I can be proud. As a coach, I can watch from the outside view and be happy that he's achieved everything that he has in such a short space of time. If I was a fighter, in his shoes or even in my shoes, we never really look back here and reflect. As we can't, we need to keep moving forward. But as a coach on the outside, I can say the progress has been ridiculous. And from meeting him to now, he's done nothing but level up.
Regardless of what you think of it and what side of the fence you're on regarding this event, it's a mammoth event. There's no two ways about it. I'm saying to Amir there, it almost feels like a watershed moment, the right guys at the right time. Same question I asked to Amir, really. Do you think any other two people could have done this? Do you think this is the two right personalities with the two right mindsets at the right time?
Yeah, I don't think this fight could be done with anybody else. I don't think a fight of this magnitude could be done with anybody else, and that goes for both guys. Logan couldn't do it without JJ. JJ couldn't do it without Logan. But so it's a big event. It's a huge event, and I don't think we're gonna see one this big again. I think this is the one and only event that is gonna be this big that involves the YouTube community. That's my honest opinion, but we'll see.
We've all been talking this week about what is at stake in this fight and what a loss does for either of these guys. Like, a lot of people have been saying, the YouTube scene would never forget, and it could be disastrous for the loser. That said, JJ's got this cult following that we've seen more of it this week than we ever will in the boxing world. They're so loyal to him. Do you think it's fair to say that a loss is far worse for Logan Paul than it is for JJ at this point?
A loss is bad in any walk of life at any time. I don't value the loss as, this was a good loss for us because we got more to fall back on. It's not about that. We're winners, so it's about winning. If I have everything and there's still something to win, I want it. And he has the same mentality. So it's not about if I lose, it's not that bad. It is bad. We don't agree with losing. Winning's the only way.
I just wanted to extend my congratulations. You've signed a promotional deal. I don't think we've seen you since you signed a deal with Mayweather Promotions. I think it was in the works. Have you spoken to Rob? Right, okay. So, following this fight, obviously I appreciate that's your full focus now. Just wanted to know, when you're sort of looking at getting back out yourself, is the plan before the end of the year to resume your own boxing career?
Yeah, 100%. We're trying to get me on the undercard with Badu and Pascal, Tank and Gamboa. So if that manages to culminate into a real life opportunity, right now it's something that's in the works. But if that can get confirmed, then you'll see me out there on the undercard doing what I do best.
I'm not going to keep you for too long, Viddal. It's fight morning. I just wanted to say I appreciate the access you've given us since we sort of started getting you on the channel. You've always made time for us. I appreciate fight morning on an event like this when you're playing such a big part on it. So I'd just like to extend our thanks for you making the time. And any final word on tonight's fight, I will leave with you.
No, I just want to say, everyone at home, tune in, enjoy it, because this will be the only time an event this size happens with the influencers that you love the most. So, tune in.
Viddal Riley, a pleasure. Thank you very much for speaking to Boxing Social.